Here we are. Here we are. All right, we're live, guys. All right, welcome, welcome everyone. This is the New Ulm Library Board meeting. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, May 9th, 2024, and we will call this meeting to order. Our first item on the agenda is to approve the agenda. Everyone gets these packets by email a couple of days ahead of time, so I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We have an agenda. And then the minutes from the April 11th board meeting. Anyone have any additions or corrections, or wrong person voted one way or otherwise? Well, hearing nothing, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes from our April meeting.
So moved.
Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Anything else? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same signs. And on to the financial report.
We are 33.88% through 2024, and our budget is approximately 31.15% expended. Bills paid during March included $435 to the Mankato Free Press and $234 to the New Ulm Journal for our annual newspaper subscriptions, $351 to Demco for book processing supplies, $1,813 to ProQuest for our annual subscription to Ancestry Library Edition, and $1,019 to Park and Recreation for Recreation Center passes, which I'll talk a little bit more about during our librarian's report. And the library also reimbursed me $563 for flight costs for my attendance at the American Library Association's conference, which is at the end of June.
And we'll hear about that.
Yes. And then
In
I just
July.
also wanted to note that we're coming around to budget time again, so a draft of our budget will be shared at the June meeting, and then you'll need to approve a final draft at your July meeting because it's due to the Finance Department by July 28th this year. And then I also wanted to let you know that I'm seeking quotes for replacement of the drinking fountains near our service desk in the main library. We've had ongoing issues with leaking and malfunctioning mechanisms. We've had plumbers out to repair it, and we're kind of reaching the point where they can't do much more to make it work. So have requested quotes but haven't received them yet. I'm expecting that the cost could be between $2,000 to $4,000, depending on the equipment. And we could probably take that from the contractual maintenance building line, but I would expect that to be overspent by the end of the year if we did that. So you may want to look at taking it from fund balance.
Okay.
So is that something where the cost is high enough you need to get multiple bids, or can you make do with just one?
We usually would get a couple. I think
Okay.
if it's over like $1,500.
Okay.
It's usually when we look for that, just to get the best price.
So sticking with local
Yep.
contractors then?
Yep, two local plumbers so far. We did ask for quotes late last year for this, and we quoted one on a bottle filling machine, and that was over $4,000. So we're looking at just replacing what's there, which is a standing height fountain and then an accessible fountain that's lower.
Okay.
And those two run off of the same mechanism, so that's why we would replace both.
Okay.
And I also know that this is maybe a little off topic, but months ago you had asked about, quoting or getting Nosbush Glass out there to look at some work. Do you ever get a hold of them, or?
I have talked to them on several occasions, and also St. Peter Glass, and I have not yet had anyone out to quote.
Okay.
I was at the library directors meeting for Traverse to Sioux today, where all of the member libraries send their directors to meet, and I did get a lead on a company out of Fairmont that I'm planning to contact
okay.
about it.
Good.
So, because they've replaced doors for the Fairmont Library, so.
Good. Thank you. Anything else about the financial report? We're doing fine, I guess. Let's move on to the Library Department Activities Report.
Okay. I'm going to start by handing it over to Megan. She's going to talk a little bit about our library card art design contest.
Okay.
Yes, we're having a library card design contest.
Okay. Are you mic'd?
I think so. Is that better?
Okay. Okay, good.
Okay, I'll scooch
good?
up.
Yeah, she's good. Oh, thank you.
So we're having a library card design contest. We're going to have a limited edition print from the 3 winners. There'll be a winner from age group 5 to 11, a winner from 12 to 17, and then 18 and above. So we're taking submissions until June 1st. Then we'll have a judging panel, narrow it down to 9 nominees, 3 from each age group. And then the week after that, I'll post all the designs online and also in the library, and there'll be public voting to determine the 3 final winners. The quote we went with was very reasonable. And after we get all the entries, we'll be cropping them down to the right, to library card size, and sending them over. And they have about a 2-week turnaround. So hopefully the new cards will be ready late July. Might be a little later, but yeah. Any questions?
So will these be like vanity plates where we got to pay extra for that, or is this?
We haven't figured out yet if it's going to be regular cost or no cost. The quote was less expensive than our usual cards. So,
Wow.
so there are some details like that we haven't worked out quite yet, but
With whom are you collaborating? Where did you find where are you going to find your judges, that sort of thing?
well, we hope that a couple of you will be on the panel. But I plan to ask the friends also, and then we'd like a couple staff. And so the panel hasn't been set yet, but and I've talked to a lot of teachers. They might be interested, but I know students might be entering, so that might not be,
When our League of Women Voters had a little art contest, we went to a retired art teacher to help us. And sometimes it's nice to have someone who's got some training to at least be as part of the panel.
That's a good idea. Thank you.
Will there be 3 different designs for the cards then? One from each age group, or it will just be down to one choice for the actual library
There will be
card?
3.
Nice.
So I think at this time we plan to print 1,000 for the limited edition print, but that will be comprised of 333, 333, and 334, I guess.
And then the patron will be able to choose which one they prefer as long as the supplies last.
Yes.
Very nice.
That is fun.
So we will likely have a request for you at either the June or July meeting if we would like to offer these with no charge to patrons who have existing cards, since that is part of our fee schedule, the card replacement. That would be something you would have to approve, as the waiving of that fee temporarily for this.
Fun. And who are you reaching out to? You said you were talking to some teachers as far as to get it out that this is going to be a contest.
I've contacted schools so far. And I have it on the website. We'll use Facebook. We have entry forms in the library. And we'll talk it up as needed, of course. Before it launched, I was mentioning it to patrons.
Right.
Just
Well,
kind
in
of
the
see,
Grand
and they
Center-
seemed excited. So.
Oh, yes. Well, the Grand Center for Art, it draws a lot of students in, but you'll do a great job. It'll be wonderful, I'm sure.
Very fun.
Yeah, very fun, very fun. Looking forward to that.
One of the activities in our strategic
Strategic
plan,
plan,
so kudos to Megan for
Yes,
getting us
check.
started on that.
Yes, check. Good. Thank you, Megan. I'm looking forward to that. Good.
I wanted to let you know that the security camera work is scheduled tentatively for September with our vendor. More to come as we get the details of that worked out and the dates. The United Way tax preparation is complete for 2024. The tax preparer has completed over 750 appointments and over 1,000 tax returns between February and April of this year. And I've been working with their volunteer leader to coordinate their 2025 schedule already.
So how does that compare like to past years? Is that more, about equal?
I think in 2023, they had about 650 appointments, but I don't remember what the number of returns was.
Okay.
And then library aide Sue Otto resigned her position, which was effective April 24th. The position has been posted and applications are being accepted through May 19th. As of yesterday, we had 15 applications already, so there's a lot of interest. The library, in partnership with New Ulm Park and Recreation, now has recreation center passes available for checkout. So we have 2 single and 2 family passes available on a first-come, first-served basis. We don't allow holds on those. Family passes admit up to 4 individuals, and then any other individuals with you would need to pay the regular entrance fee. Passes check out for 7 days, and there's no limit to the number of times the passes can be used during that checkout period. And then an article about the passes was featured in the April 18th New Ulm Journal, and we've had a lot of interest in there. Not very frequently in the library. They've been checked out consistently.
Okay.
Or did the Park and Rec, I saw that some money was pulled out of the budget for that. Did they cut you a deal or a discount or?
They paid for 2 of the passes, and we paid for 2 of the
nice.
passes. So
Okay.
we covered 1 family and 1 individual, and they did the same. And then we held our last monthly memoir writing group in April. Attendance has been low for a variety of reasons, and even though the participants are still interested in the purpose of the group, they didn't want to commit to attending regularly, so that's a program we've kind of discontinued for the moment. We may revisit it later if interest increases again. And then our senior living outreach, especially Oak Hills, those visits, attendance at them continues to increase. We have a volunteer who has helped us with our recent visits, and she helps, even though when she comes, she can't use our computer system for privacy reasons. She has done a really great job of helping patrons select materials from what we have available, helping us direct traffic, deal with the items being returned to us. So that's been really nice to have the additional help, and she's done a nice job.
Great. Any other questions or comments? All right, let's go over the programming calendar.
All right. The Film Society begins its mockumentary series on Tuesday, May 14th at 6:30 p.m. with Privilege, which is a film from 1967. Author Stacy Andrea, I'm not quite sure how to say that, visits the library on Saturday, May 18th at 1 p.m., and she's the author of 3 thriller and suspense novels, and she'll be discussing her new book, Beneath Her Lies. Youth programming is taking a break during May as we prepare the summer reading program. The Teen Pathfinder group is still meeting on Tuesdays at 1:30 during May. And then the library is closed on Monday, May 27th for Memorial Day.
Great. Any other comments about programming? Then we'll move on to the summer reading program.
My biggest fear is to have a coughing fit in front of you all, so I brought some water today, and I brought a folder just in case I forgot anything, but I don't think I will. Anyway, shall I introduce myself, or do you all know who I am?
Introduce yourself.
Well,
just
I am
for-
Catherine Tatnall, and I am the youth service librarian at the library, and we have been furiously preparing for summer reading. The theme for this year is Adventure Begins at the Library. And I am so sorry that I did not come up with that theme because it is a fabulous theme. And I was thinking about it the other day and I thought, it's so true. Every time you open a book, you go on a different adventure. And it doesn't matter if that book is a nonfiction or a fiction, if it's a graphic novel or a picture book, you are transported somewhere outside of your life. So it is an adventure. So I'm really thrilled with the theme. Our program is very much the same as we like consistency. So we're keeping it the same as much as we can every year. Our children are going to be able to pick up their reading records early this year. A couple years ago, I overheard a parent say, "Oh, we would do the summer reading program, but we leave right after school is out, and we can't pick up our reading record on the first day, so we just don't want the kids to come back and be behind." And I was like, "Oh, that's such an easy fix. Like, I can give you some now." And she was like, "Really?" And so last year we began offering the reading record the day after Memorial Day. So in a couple weeks, maybe just a week, I don't know, I'm lost in time and space right now. May 28th, the day after Memorial Day, the reading records will be available to pick up. We're not going to start until June 3rd, so the parents have a choice. What is easiest for your schedule? You can come and pick them up on June 3rd, and on June 3rd, we are partnering with the Brown County Historical Society's Popcorn Wagon, and so we'll have tickets to give away to the kids on that day for a free bag of popcorn between 10 and 5. And it's first come, first serve, so that's a little treat that they don't really know about, and I'm kind of excited to slip it in there with them.
Nobody say it.
So we're looking forward to that. The program is the same as last year. We're asking the kids up until 5th grade to read 20 minutes a day, at least for 6 days a week. Their reading record looks a little like this. Well, this is actually it. So they're going to start an adventure every week. So they start off with a camping trip, and their 6 days they're going to color in are denoted in little footprints or tracks in the woods. And then the next week they can come and get their stamp here, and they'll pick up a little prize to just incentivize finishing the next week and the next week and the next week. So our teens' reading record is kind of a map calendar. They don't so much like coming in every week to pick stuff up, so they will take the reading record, they will read 30 minutes a day for at least 6 days a week, and thus mark them off as they will, and then they'll bring it back at the end, and what we give them then is a swag bag, which would include weekly incentives in there and some little cool stuff. The program runs for 8 weeks, so we start June 3rd. We're going to end on July 28th. That's the last day you can report some reading. And then on the 29th of July, we'll start taking the records back from them and handing over their finishing packets for those that complete that. The finishing packets, we're absolutely grateful to the Friends. Every year they've been giving us money to buy brand new books for the kids to choose as a prize, which is really kind of made it more exciting than just having the same old books to pull out of the basement every year. So I'm really grateful for that. And they get the choice of a free book. They get their grand prize ticket. The little kids will get a tattoo because when you're under that certain age, you love a free tattoo. And then they'll get the choice of what they would like to see us purchase for the library. So every year we have a circulation goal, and the community helps with that. Every year we come just close or just above, and so I always give each age group a choice of 2 things that they would like to see in the library to play with. So we do up to age 5 for our youngest group, and then the next group would be kindergarten through 5th grade, and then 6th through entering 12th grade. And so each of those age groups gets 2 things to choose from. I'm going to try and lead them into maybe some STEM-related activities. Legos wins out every year. So I'm going to try and give them a different choice this year. We will finish up summer reading from July 28th until August 5th. So 8 o'clock, August 5th, we're done. And our drawings for our grand prizes will be the next day. And then winners have a couple weeks to come in and pick up their prizes. And prizes too this year, I'm going to try and maybe do some STEM activity that relates to a book. So a book and a STEM activity like a game or a puzzle or something like that. Just a little outside of the box of the gift cards from downtown, because they've loved that, but I feel like I want to be a little more creative this year. We will have a downtown scavenger hunt this year, but it's going to be an adventure. So instead of us providing pictures in storefront windows, they're going to have to find landmarks around town. And we have a lot of really cool landmarks, like, did you know Herman the German's footprint was out here somewhere? Like, I thought that was a dream. I thought I saw it when I first moved here, and then I was thinking landmarks, and I'm like, oh, isn't there, like, Herman the German's footprint somewhere? I had to look it up online, but it is there. So I'll be taking pictures of little things around town, like the Glockenspiel, and then I think that the Baccarat, the outside of the Baccarat is so distinctive with those stones. We'll do that. We'll do the cone inside Min Ice's window, of course. And then the gift for that, the prize for that, will be a gift card to Min Ice, because I think they really like that and really want that. So that's the program in a nutshell now. We have a ton of really cool programming this year. We're going to have the Traveling Lantern Theater group. They do shows all over the state, and they're going to come and do like a hour, 45-minute performance, and it is going to be about an adventurer who is looking for a specific endangered bird in New Zealand. And the kids are going to go on this adventure with him. They're going to hopefully find the bird, and then they're going to talk about what it means to be endangered, and then things that people are doing all over the world to help preserve habitats for those endangered species and make sure they go on. The other thing that I'm really excited about, there's an entertainment group outside of the Twin Cities, and they're going to come and do a program called Global Games, and that has to do with games that are played all around the world. So they're going to teach the kids about different cultures, the games that they play in those cultures, and then they're going to give the kids the opportunity to play some of those games. So I'm really excited about that one. I was contacted last fall by a young musician who was given a grant to create a performance and then go and do the performance in 6 different libraries in the area. And so he chose us to be one of them. His group is called the Nintentones. So if you play video games or if you've ever heard about that, they take video game music and they have made arrangements for that music in a jazz format. And so I think we're going to have audience from way little to my age, because I watched my kids play video games for years. And so I'm really interested in hearing that music. So that's going to be a Saturday in June for us. And then we have Rockin' and Readin' with Leonardo. He's going to be our concert in the park that we sponsor this year. And so we'll get out there and dance and move around with the kids. The concert series moved to Thursday, which I didn't know when I arranged for this gentleman to come. But luckily, our concert is the 1st of July, and that Thursday happens to be the 4th of July. So they wouldn't have a concert on that day anyway. So we're kind of that, oh, we're closed, but we're going to do the concert anyway. So all the people that are grumbling about moving the concert to Thursday will be so happy on the 1st of July, because we'll be in the park. We're going to do our movies that we normally do. Friday movies, we have a movie every other Friday. It's a great time if you can get there from 2 to 4. We serve popcorn, the kids bring their water. We just kind of turn off the lights on one section of the library where story time is, and the kids just hunker down on the couch and on the floor and watch a movie. It's a great way to get out of the heat in the summertime for them, and great for us to see them. We're doing adventure movies, so we'll do Peter Pan, The Road to El Dorado, Monsters, Inc., because I haven't seen it in a long time, and Rio. And we're going to do our STEAM programs. We have a class for kids that are in kindergarten through 1st grade, and that's Creative Kids. We do either a science, technology, engineering, art, and I want to say music because I love music, but it's actually math. But we do bring out all of the measurements, and we do measure things and learn a little bit about fractions every once in a while. So we'll do that with them. The other class that is a STEM class is called Wacky Wonders, and that's from kids who are in 2nd grade to 5th grade. And we do a similar format, just with a little bit more intense projects and a little more vocabulary, because they can understand that. We will be doing story times. I'm really excited this year. We have our regular story time, excuse me, with Miss Catherine on Monday mornings. But our evening story time, because we're doing an adventure theme, we are going to do campfire stories instead. So I had one little boy tell me, wow, we're going to build a bonfire in the library? And I said, no. Of course not. We're going to have a pretend fire. And he was like, you can't find a pretend fire. Well, I did. I found one on Amazon. It's all cloth. It's really cute. We're just going to sit around the campfire and I'll read stories and we'll sing songs. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm really excited about the teens because we started an anime club in the fall. And my intention, of course, was to watch anime and talk about it in depth and eat snacks. And we don't talk because teenagers don't talk. So we watch anime and eat snacks. But the kids are enjoying it and I'm enjoying it. And then we had some input. We've been thinking about this for a while. I'm really excited, but we're going to do a video game club. And again, the friends have been very generous to provide us with the equipment that we need for that. And I'm gonna call it Teach Miss Catherine How to Play Video Games, because I have no idea. But I think it's gonna go off really well. We have a lot of kids that are really excited about that. So it's going to be a great summer. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I was just in the library decorating, so I'm trying to hang things on the ceiling, and I'm really excited, and just thank you for letting me come talk to you. Does anybody have any questions?
Are you able to spend any time at home?
Well, they don't let me work more than 40 hours a week, so yes, I do spend some time at home, but most of it I'm thinking about work. I do end up dreaming about work the other night, and I was trying to hang things. They just kept falling down from the ceiling, and I was getting more and more anxious about it. But it's actually going really, really well, so.
Sounds like our kids got a lot to look forward to. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm hopeful, and I'm very excited about it, so I think it's going to be good.
Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
you.
You're
Sounds
welcome.
great.
All right.
We
Guys,
really, and we, and
someone said that this morning when I was describing it.
we appreciate your enthusiasm. I mean, it's infectious. Yes, I wish I were 8 again.
Too. Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
good
you,
afternoon.
Catherine. Thank you, Miss Catherine. Oh, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Brown County Library Board.
The Brown County Library Board will meet on Monday, June 10th at 7 p.m. at the Dykeman Free Library in Sleepy Eye. I've checked with our representative Yvonne and our alternate Minon, and they are both able to attend that meeting with me. Typically, the June meeting is when the group talks about what the appropriations request will be that we'll make to the county commissioners in August.
Okay. All right, on to our action items. The first action item is resolution number 2024-11, approving the laptop computer use policy and the user agreement. Now, this is the second reading and the adoption. Often in the second reading, we'll waive the reading, but I'll take a motion to approve the resolution and waive the reading, if that's okay with everybody.
So move.
So do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any comments about this? Well, hearing none, let's vote.
Dustin, yes. Vince,
Yes.
Ruth Ann,
Yes.
Yvonne,
Yes.
Manon,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Carl.
Yes.
Good. So that's the laptop use policy and the agreement itself, which is the draft, right? Okay.
Yeah, there haven't been any changes to that since the
All
last
right,
time
good,
you've seen it.
Good. All right, next resolution. Oh, good, money coming in. Resolution number 2024-12, accepting Arts and Cultural Heritage Funds grant. At its April 18th, 2024 meeting, the Traverse des Sioux Regional Library Board awarded New Ulm Public Library with the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund legacy grants in the amount of $1,500 for Joey Leon's presentation of the history of the blues in America, and $2,070 for Art Start summer art classes. On Wednesday, July 17th at 3 p.m., Leon will present a 1-hour program covering the history, influence, and social impact of American blues music through songs, stories, and historical Facts. Leon will also present at the Grand Center for Arts and Culture on July 17th at 7 p.m. Leon is a career musician and has toured and recorded with artists including Etta James, Wilson Pickett, and Chaka Khan. Very impressive. Linda Jensen will present Art Start Summer Art Classes at the library on Tuesday, July 23rd at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. Attendees will learn to paint on glass, construct a wire tree of life, and use alcohol paints on vases. Art Start is a nonprofit based in St. Paul, Minnesota, that draws on a pool of artists and arts education to present a multicultural, interdisciplinary view of the world through art classes and special programs focusing on the connection between humans and their environment. That's exciting. That's exciting. So, do I have a motion to accept this grant and go forward with these programs?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All right. Any other comments or discussion? Hearing none, let's call the roll.
Dustin, yes. Vince,
Yes.
Ruth Ann,
Yes.
Yvonne,
Yes.
Menon,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Carl.
Yes.
On to resolution number 2024-13, accepting Friends of the Library donation. During April 2024, the Friends of the New Ulm Public Library donated $3,000 to the library for purchasing equipment for the library's new video gaming club. We just heard about that. For teens in grades 6 to 12. Teens who are not involved in sports often have a hard time finding after-school activities that allow them to interact with their peers. The library's video gaming club will give teens a chance to play in person, collaborative and to play in person, collaborative and competitive games with their peers in a supervised setting. In order to offer video gaming club, the library needs to purchase a number of supplies, including a large screen TV, TV storage cart, gaming consoles, online gaming platform membership, controllers, games, and other accessories. The Library Board of the New Ulm Public Library accepts this donation with gratitude to the Friends of the New Ulm Public Library. True gratitude. Any other comments about that? It was nice to hear that from Miss Catherine as well. So, motion to accept? Second?
Second.
All right, I'll call the roll.
Dustin, yes. Vince,
Yes.
Ruth Ann,
Yes.
Yvonne,
Yes.
Menon,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Carl.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is our last resolution. This is the first reading. Resolution number 2024-14. The first reading to approve a security camera policy. At its April 11th meeting, the New Ulm Public Library Board voted to install security cameras in the library. The American Library Association recommends that libraries should develop policies clearly address all forms of video surveillance that may occur in their spaces, make those policies publicly available, and give notice to both staff and public when those policies are adopted or amended. And then there's a cite to those guidelines. The library director recommends that the library board adopt the attached security camera policy. The city's information technology director has reviewed the policy and confirmed that it accurately reflects the operation of the security camera system that will be installed. The city attorney also viewed the policy and did make revisions, which are included in the attached policy.
And those revisions were to clarify which federal and state statutes were applicable. And then he also suggested the section about the audio recording specifically.
Now, Now, do you want me to read the security policy, or should we just keep it on our?
Move that we waive reading.
All
It's
right.
pretty,
Okay.
pretty long and involved.
Yes.
It's long and involved. It's long and involved, and we'll be reading it and thinking about it. So,
And-
They'll be able to read it at the library also, won't they?
and yes, right. That'll
Outside.
right.
Thanks for letting us know the revision pieces.
Yeah.
Right. Good.
So I did have one question on the footage is restricted to designated staff, the library director, assistant library director, and the city of New Ulm IT staff. So how is that restriction done? Is that password protected? Is that admin level? You
It's
know,
password protected. I'm not quite sure of what the setup will look like, if it'll be software installed on my computer and Megan's and city IT's where we would have access to that. That would be password protected. I'm imagining it's going to be something like that. But I don't think we would install it on computers for staff who would not be designated to act.
okay.
If there's a lot of questions, should we be talking to the IT staff, or do you think that April's going to be able to answer everything we need? I guess if anybody, when they read it again, look at it carefully, if they feel that we should have the IT director here, just give April a call. Is that okay? Is that okay?
I have a couple concerns. One is the phrase authorized personnel is used in the text of the document, and it's not coupled with who authorized staff is. Later, it mentions the library director and the assistant library director. And I assume then that it doesn't connect their titles with authorized personnel for purposes of the entire document. The other concern I have is with respect to referring to the IT staff. Who is that? I mean, is it clerical staff in the IT office? Is it part-time staff in the IT office? I think it would be beneficial perhaps to consider using their titles of the positions that are authorized within that office.
I can certainly do that. I can make sure that anytime the authorized personnel is mentioned, that it refers to exactly which titles that would be. I'll need to check with the IT director. There's 3 individuals in our IT department currently, and I don't know if all of them will have access or just the IT director, but I will confirm that before our next meeting.
All right.
Well, and you might want to run that by the city attorney too, just to make sure that that the city attorney is on board with the changes that we're making. They're not changes really, it's really a clarification. It's clarifications.
The other thing I'm a little concerned about is when it talks about exigent circumstances and a police officer wants to see the footage and has some immediacy to look at the footage, it talks about things that the officer must do or present. And I'm wondering who he has to present that to, and I'm a little leery if all we have on duty at the time in the library is our part-time staff. And I don't think that burden should, first of all, be placed on part-time staff. And I'm not sure that that would be wise either from a security standpoint to have part-time staff the ability to authorize that kind of review. And perhaps if there weren't a full-time staff person on duty, that some full-time staff member would be available by phone to give that authorization. I don't think we should deny them that access, but I think we need a mechanism to make sure that that authorization is being granted from a full-time staff person.
Yeah, when I read that section too, I had similar questions about it where, in emergency situations that present imminent danger of physical harm, law enforcement may gain access without the court order. And, but in that case, I would think they would have to go through the authorized personnel because like you said, if there's only the part-time staff and none of the authorized personnel are there, they're not going to be able to gain access because the part-time staff doesn't have access capability to that. So it may end up being that they would have to have a call to someone on the authorized personnel, and maybe more than just a verbal arrangement, but, okay, we'll send somebody down so that they can provide access to that. We don't want anybody just, giving them their approval and the password, and then they start looking through all the data.
Agreed.
I will definitely work on all of these suggestions and bring an updated draft and have the city attorney look at it again.
Thank you.
The nice thing is, since the work is not scheduled till September, if you have more questions after this next draft, we have time for that.
Okay.
And I did like how it called out the last section about the privacy, where we're trying to protect the privacy of not only the employees by not watching them, work stuff, but also don't have visibility to what people are using, if they have computers or whatever, that you can't kind of look over their shoulder and, see what we're doing and stuff like that.
And to clarify for some of these questions, the way we structure our schedule is we have 5 full-time staff, and they are all considered supervisors, they're librarians. And so when we have our schedule, we always schedule one of those librarians on, whether it's a Saturday shift or an evening shift, although there is a time on Saturday when they go to lunch where there would just be part-time staff there. But in this policy, sometimes that would be our youth services librarian, sometimes that would be our reference librarian. Those people still don't have access to this, so we need to figure out
Right,
that.
so in those situations, it would be, they'd have to somehow get a hold of any of the authorized users, be it you or Megan or someone from the IT
Right.
area.
Great. Very interesting. Good. Good.
Your feedback, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, it shows we read the policy, or we read through it, so.
Thought about it. Is there any, and we'll be going over this in July and maybe even in August, but is there any other business to come before this board? If not, meeting adjourned. Thank you. Yay.